Hey everybody, I'm Zach, the founder of Inventables. First, I want to thank you for getting a new Carvey machine. We are beyond excited to be shipping these out. Today, we're going to do an unboxing video to show you all the different steps for how to properly unbox the Carvey. First thing is it's a two-person lift, so we have these two straps on the outside and two straps on the inside. So I'm going to invite Griffin from our customer success team to help me out. Let's get started. So we got the Carvey, and you'll notice that these bands, we put them on to make it easier for both you and the UPS driver to pick them up. But it is a heavy box, so we recommend a two-person lift. They are easily cuttable, so I'm just going to snip it here with the scissors. And then once you do that, now we have just the tape. So now when you open up the box, you're going to see that there's a smaller accessories box inside and it says, "Open me first." So we're going to put it here and open it first. And inside this accessories box, we've got three basic compartments. The first is your toolkit. The second is the getting started guide. And the third is the power cord and the USB cord. So the first thing we're going to do is just grab the getting started guide. In the getting started guide, there's 7 steps, and it shows you how to unpack, what's in the box, guide to the Carvey, getting started, toolkit contents, how to clamp, and then how to insert the bit. The first thing we're going to do, you'll notice that there's 2 orange straps inside. Now these are the straps that you use to pick the Carvey up. You don't want to cut these. These are for picking it up. So Griffin's going to grab one side and I'm going to grab another. So you want to just make sure that before you lift it, you figure out which side the front is. You can tell because the handle is there. And then it's a 2-person lift and just pick it straight up. So we'll move our box over here and we'll use the box to collect all of the foam and other items. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to just take these orange straps off the foam. You just want to lift it. It's nice to save these straps if you ever want to move Carvey in the future. So now we're going to remove the side foam, and we're going to do it one side at a time. So I'm just going to slide it off. And there's little rubber feet on the bottom, so your fingers shouldn't get caught. So now this little plastic wrap, we're going to take that off. It actually is nice if you have a scissors. So we're just going to lift it, just cut the plastic. So now we're ready to open up the Carvey. Now inside Carvey, we've got a couple things that immobilized it during transit. The first is these foam blocks, so we're just going to take off. It slides right out from underneath the table, and one in the back. You can take off these side guards. And then we've got these reclosable zip ties. So there's a little button here, and they're all pointed in the direction, so you can just push your finger, and they will just slide right off. So you don't actually need a scissors. And these are reusable. These foam pieces prevent the spindle and the gantry from sloshing back and forth and breaking some of the limit switches in the electronics during transit. All right, now that that's done, we are ready to remove the protective film on the acrylic. So now there's 4 pieces of protective film, and it's just nice to start the corner a little bit. Some of them have this white protective film, some of them have a paper film. In both cases, you kind of just want to peel it from the corner, and if you're careful, you can do it all in one swoop. Now I'm going to save the foam that was immobilizing the Carvey in case I want to move it in the future. So next step is I'm just going to move the Carvey over a little bit, and I'm going to grab my laptop and we'll get set up doing the first carve. All right, for this next part of the video, we're going to fire up Carvey, get easel connected on your laptop, and unpack the accessories box. So now in the Carvey accessories box, we're going to unpack the toolkit. Just put that on the table. In the one on the far right, we've got the power and the USB. So we're going to just take those cables out. And then the last piece is you've got your digital caliper, and we added an extra piece of material that you can use for the second project, so you can save those for later. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to undo the power cord. This button on the front is the pause button. The power button is actually on the back of the Carvey. and the cord faces out. So I'm going to turn the power button on, and when I do that, Carvey's going to light up. Now I'm going to grab the USB cord and untwist that, and the square side of the USB cord is going to go on the back of the Carvey, and the rectangle side is going to go into my laptop. But I'm going to let it hang for a second until I follow the instructions in the guide. So back in our Getting Started guide, to actually get started, I'm going to go to this address, easel.inventables.com/Carvey. Now when I get there, it's going to ask me to sign in through Inventables. If you already have an Inventables account, you can just type it in. If you're a new customer, you can use this opportunity to create an account. And it's going to launch the intro program. So this is the testing carve. So let's get started getting Carvey up and running. We're going to engrave the easel logo on a piece of sample material that we've already loaded in there. So we're going to click Get Started. We've completed the clamping at the factory, but what we're going to do now is it's going to prompt you to just make sure that everything is tight, because it did take a journey on the UPS truck. One of them had loosened up a little bit. We just want to make sure that everything is good and snug. So we're going to tell them that the material is secure. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the blue bit. So in your toolkit, and we're going to grab the wrenches, which are right here, and then there's a plastic case with the blue bit. So we're going to take the plastic part, pull the bit out. The blue bit is a 1/16 inch fishtail bit, and we're going to stick it in the collet. Might have to loosen it up a little bit to get it in. You can do it with your hands. And you're going to want to push it all the way up to the blue ring. So now you'll take your two wrenches. One is a small one, one is a big one. The small one, there's a groove for it at the top, and the big one, there's a groove at the bottom. What I like to do is hold the small one with my left hand still, and then use the big one and just tighten up the bottom one. And you don't have to crank on it so tight that you can't undo it, but you want it to be nice and snug. So now the bit is secure. We're going to click that. So now when I click the bit secure, it's asked me to install the easel driver. It says before you start carving, you'll need to install the easel driver. And when I do, it's going to put a little program in your downloads, double click it, and it's going to guide you through the install. You can just click continue and then install. Type in your password. Okay, installation was successful. Click close. Now it says plug the USB into your Carvey and turn on the machine. So I'm going to plug in the USB, and now the computer and easel is going to search for Carvey, so it found it. So I'm going to make sure everything is clear in the interior and close the door, and I'm going to click home the machine. So now what it's doing is it's basically finding the limits of the X, Y, and Z automatically. Should be a nice, smooth, clean sound. And then once it stops, it's going to say start carving. I'm going to click the carve button. The spindle is going to come down and hit the smart clamp and touch the button. And then it's going to immediately start carving.